Hello and welcome back again, and I'm so excited to see you people again. And in this tutorial lesson, we're going to talk something about Python loops. Yeah, we have two primitive loops command in Python, which is the while loops and the for loops. So we're going to talk about these two loops in this lesson. Now let's start with what while loops. So with the while loops, we can execute a set of statements as long as the condition is true. So in using while loops, let me delete this. What you need to do is to set a variable. So let's say x is equal to what? 1. Okay. Now, this is where we use the while condition. So while x is less than, we are using operator here. That's why I say you should know all this before. So while x is less than 6, colon, print x. Then if you print x, I want you to what? Increment it. This is where we use the argumented operation, okay, or the operator by 1. What is happening here? We say while x, which is stored as 1, is less than this, print x. So it's going to print x so far as it's less than what? 6. And when you print, I want you to increase it, so after it executes 1, after this line, it goes back and check 2. If 2 is less than 6, go. It adds to what? 3. So it will just add till it stops, till it gets to maybe 6, then our loop stops. Okay. So let's run this code and let me show you something. So you see it printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is less than 6, but 6 is not less than 6. So our loop stop. So you see, while the condition, then it prints out. So imagine if we just comment this out, which means when we run this code, you see how the code is going to run 1, 1, 1, because it's trying to loop itself. It loops itself and it's going to waste all your memories. So let's try to solve this issue and bring it back. Okay, so we cancel our loop and we bring it back. So sometimes somebody can write a loop like this. Let me try to comment and show you something. You see how it's looping? You can just write this loop on your small friend's computer and you leave it like this for him. You come and you will see a lot of things running. You see how sometimes how wicked some people can with just this simple 3 lines of code, you are doomed. Like you're trying to put your friend out. Yeah. So let's come back and run this, and now I've stopped the loop by putting this what statement here for it to go back to check is 2, because it increased x plus 1, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when it reached 5, you say, hey, 5 is less than 6, but 6 is not less than 6, so I've stopped. Okay. Now let's make this code interesting too. So what we're going to do is, when x is equal to 1, which is x is storing variable with the value 1, if x is our variable with the value 1, yeah. So while x is this, print x, then we use the if statement. If x is equal to what? 3, then please break or x plus or equal to what? 1. What is happening here? Let's run this code. There's a problem here. It's about indentation. You see what I was talking about? Indentation on this line. So let's try to work on this. Let's run again. Yeah. What is happening here? X is 1, while x is less than 6, print x. So it printed this. Now it used the if condition to check. It said if x is equal to 3, break. So it went to 1, it increased 2, then when it stopped, you saw that 3 was equal to 3. So our code break. So we use this break condition to break our code if the condition has already been met. Okay. Or then if it's not equal to, then it will still continue using this expression here to increase 1 till it gets to that place. So we can say if is to 5, should break, and it's going to run till 5. Perfect. We can change it to 1. Fire the condition. So if x is equal to 1, break. So it will just print just 1 on the screen for us, as you could see here. Okay. So that is how we use the break statement to do that. Then we have the continue or so statement. So instead of break, we will just write continue. Even if it's still 3, okay, it should continue running the code. So we just use continue statement here. So we just run. So you see, the moment this condition it should continue. You see how it's continuing to display 3 on the screen. Let me enlarge it so you see what is happening here. So it's just printing 3, 3. Just look at what is happening. It's just, so you see what like programmers can do with just simple line of code. That's why always you need to give respect to them. They are so dangerous people. Okay. So let's change it back to break because it's time to take all my memory. Let me run again. Back to our old stuff. We are back, and it's what 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that is how we use the break and the continue statement in writing our code. Then we have something called the else statement. With the else statement, we can run a block of code once when the condition is no longer true. Okay. So with this same code, what we need to do, have we printed is, let me delete this break condition here. Perfect. And come back to where we were. Yeah. Why x is less than 6, print x, which is this, or increase it to the condition. Then we use else. It should always follow this indentation. So why else, if elif, in the same mode indentation. Yeah. Else print I or x, let's say x is no longer less than 6. So what are we trying to do here with the else statement? First, when we run this, it just give us 1, 2, 3, nothing. Okay. But what now the else statement is saying that if you run this block of code, which is this, and the condition no longer is true, then please print out else for us. So after going through all this, when we run this code, now you see it started from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's giving us a message that x is no longer less than 6. So now instead of giving us that plain, now it's giving us a message that, hey man, you've exhausted everything. Now x is no longer than 6, please. Okay. So this is how we use this sort of while statement when conditions are true, and how you can run all these sort of loops within what this Python primitive loops. Okay, now we have other one to call the for loops. So let's delete all these for loops and tackle what we call the for loops. So a for loop is just used to iterate. I show you one when we are dealing with, I think, set, yeah, how to use the for loops. Yeah, now this is the topic we are going to deal more about for loops. So a for loop is just used to iterate over a sequence or a list or tuple, dictionary, set, or a string. Okay, which are all data types here. So this is how it's being used. Let's say fruit. You know, we use let's try to create our fruit variable again, the fruit. Then let's pass in, let's say we have a list of fruits with apple, orange, and last one, banana. Perfect. So with this, what we're going to do is, now this is where we use the for loops. So we want to print everything here, so we use the for loop. So for is x in the fruit. Always try to use your colon so they can get there in the print the print x. So this x is going through the fruit to see whether they are all there, then it needs to print it for us. So let's run this. So when it went through our list, it got all these fruit for us. Okay, so x is just like a good Samaritan or a servant you sent. So it just went there. Hey, oh, the fruit variable, I want all what is stored here. Okay, and it tried to pull it up for us here. So that is how it is. So for x, we can also look through what letters, let's say in one of this. So let's say for x in the let's give example. Let me try to comment this out. And we have a string, like, let me also comment this. Okay, it's a banana only. Also, for loops can also be used to run through like a string like this. Okay, so we commented this out. We just wanted to deal with only banana. So for x in banana, print x. So let's run the code and see. Let's try to print each individual. So he went and he took the string, and what it did was it takes each individual character and printed. So ba na na. So you say, yo, what's up? What is in here? Give me all these characters here and let me print them out for you. That is how powerful the for loops can be. So let's come back to our fruits, and let me delete this and bring back the fruits. So that was what I showed you earlier on, was how you can use the for loops to run through strings. Okay, so for x in the fruit, print x if, yeah, there's an if statement we are trying to use. If x is equal to banana, always when you use those conditions, you should always know it should break. Now you see how we've implemented the if statement in the for loop. So what it's doing here is for x in the fruit. So if this nigger man goes through this fruits variable with all this, and he say, hey, if you go through this, print this, but when you printing and you see that X has gotten to what banana, then please break the code for us. So when we run this, when it gets to what banana, what the code breaks. There's a process finished with exit code 0. We can change this to continue, and let's see what happens. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to continue so far as this condition is equal to banana. Let's see. Yeah, so wait, there was okay, there was an issue here. So I think because it's not that we didn't create, it's not acting like a while loop, so I think the breaks statement can be used just for the for loops. It's not working here, so we are trying to try and see whether the continue, but we needed to create what a variable up here to store just a single, so that we can use the while loop. Though we have a variable here, but to make sure this work, we needed to use what the while loop, because that is what the while do a lot of breaks and continues more than the for, because the for loops, when it goes through and it's meets, we just break our code for us. Okay, so because the for loops is kind of just iterating, okay, in this, so but while loops don't iterate just like for loops. Okay, so that's the difference between, okay, yeah. So though we can still use the continue, but we had a problem of not printing what we want to be on the screen. That's why they stopped. Yeah, that was one mistake we did. So let's say we have it. Let's try again and see. I think we did mistake along the way. Let's print X and see whether this time it was going to work. I don't know. Wait, let me bring this thing back. Yeah, I think my indentation tool has pep 8 indentation is now multiple of 4. Okay, so I think let's try to indent this. Oh, wait. I hope there's no error. Let's see, the error is trying to display on indent does not match your outer indentation in pep 8. Okay, there's a whole lot of issues when you are dealing with this indentation. Yeah, I think this will be perfect. Let me try to bring, yeah, I think now it's solved. So mostly we have issues when you are dealing with indentation. So now you see on the screen, X is equal to banana, it continue. So we printed X, we use the continue brace statement. So you can use either continue or the brace statement when you are dealing with this. We've talked about this already, so I didn't want to go over and over again. Yeah, so that is all what I wanted you to know for this kind of loops when you are dealing with the break statement, the while loops, the for loops. Yeah, I think that's all for today's lesson. Yeah, okay, see you and take care of yourself.